Hi, today we'll be unboxing the 3 new latest start deck from the Vanguard overdress series. So from Dragon Empire, we have the Holy Dragon. From Dark State, we have the Tyrant Tiger. And from Kettle Sanctuary, we have the Apex Ruler. Right, let's do the unboxing one by one. So first off, we have Kondo Yuyu, Holy Dragon. Right, so for players that have been playing for the past 10 years, this will be a very nostalgic packaging. Alright, this is from the original trial deck, Blaster Blade, Dragon Overlord. Right, this was the original packaging. Right, which was a lot more expensive than the recent ones. Right, so over here we have the logo for the new Dragon Empire, the deck list. Right, let's start opening them. Right, so this packaging is actually a little bit harder to open as compared to the previous few, from the starting from the G era to the V era. Right, so they returned back to this packaging for the nostalgic sake. Right, it's actually a lot harder to open as compared to the V series. Right, open it finally. And go here. Right, for those that are not keeping the packaging, can just pull them open. Right, so open it. So inside we have the play sheet, which is the new paper play mat. Right, so on the play mat we have the new addition will be the right deck over here, and the order zone. Right, there'll be teaching videos on the main YouTube channel, so do check them out. Right, so we have a 50 card deck over here. So first of all, with the Nirvana, the main unit, there's 4 copies with only 1 foil. Flame Maiden. Right, the Priestess, our first Vanguard. Right, let's put them aside first. Here, these 2. Here, 3, our Ace unit, Farina, 4 copies. Right, Grade 1 Vanilla, 8k power, 5k defense. Right, we are back to the old era before G. 4 Sentinel, Trickster, that combos with Nirvana. We have a separate video to introduce the mechanics. Right, the new trigger, over trigger. Critical trigger. Right, the text box are actually reminder text of how the trigger works. So this side, draw trigger with 5k shield and 5k power. Front trigger, 15k shield and 5k power. Heal trigger with 15k shield and 5k power. Right, and also not forgetting order cards. Right, and these 6 cards can actually form into one picture like this. Alright, so if you're interested, the festival collection will be borderless cards foil, and you can actually form a full picture like this, which will look beautiful in albums. Alright, so that's for you. Let's take a look at the next one. Tyrant Tiger from Dark State. Right, so the logo, tag this here. Right, let's go through this one more time. Right, by opening this, you can actually understand why did they change the previous packaging. Right, this is actually a lot harder to open, and it actually costs more to make this as compared to the previous packaging. Right, open. So just like the previous one, we have the paper play sheet and the deck. And personally feel that the overdress series start decks are actually pretty interesting, as each deck have different type of deck ratio. Like Cattle Sanctuary have actually a lot more grade 3. Right, so this ace unit. Violence Bruce. Right, and 1 foil, 3 non-foil. So player can just start with one start deck. Richard from the right chain. Steve. First Vanguard. Matt. We have Gear Colossus from the previous Gear Chronicles. Human Distribution from Dark Irregulars. More from Gear Chronicle. This looks like Pale Moon. Right, Soul Charging Mechanics. Sentinel Guards. And of course we have the Over Trigger. The new crit trigger. Draw Trigger. Spike Brothers. Front Trigger. Heal. And of course we have order cards. These are normal orders. Right, so just like the previous Holy Dragon, you can actually full one picture like this. And let's go for the last one, which is Cattle Sanctuary. So we will have a combination of Royal Paladin, Gold Paladin, Oracle Think Tank, Genesis, Angel Feather. Right, so this is the new logo. The deck list. Right, I believe they are still finalizing the rulings for premium, so we need to take a while before we have a finalized ruling and restriction list for premium, in order for it to be a healthier environment. Right, so that will take a while. Meantime, we can just try with the start deck. And actually, I'm trying out with proxies, since we have around at least 10 builds from the release of Booster 1 shortly after the start decks. It's pretty interesting, since from the previous few time we only have like around like five main builds to play around upon the first release for their booster pack. So this actually very refreshing. So paper play sheet and the deck. This is actually a pretty interesting deck, as there's a lot of grade 3s. So first of all, we have Bastion, the Ace unit. I believe it's on Royal Paladin. Looks the grade 2 from the light chain. Fort, the grade 1. And this is base, first Vanguard. And also to remind that the first Vanguard have new ability. So when roll upon, if you're the second player, you get to draw 1. Right? So second player get to draw 1 instead of adding quick shield. And first player do not get to draw anything. Right? So we have grade 3. I believe this was from Shadow Paladin. Another grade 3. This looks very Gold Paladin-ish. Vanilla, which looks Shadow Paladin. Wolf, Gold Paladin, I guess. Angel Feathers, look alike. Over trigger, critical trigger. To this side. To this side. Draw trigger. Front. The huge trigger. The other way around. And not forgetting the order card. Right, so Cater Sentry, this is the full picture. Alright, I'll just briefly go through the new changes to the game. So first of all, at the start of the game, each player will have a 50 card deck with 4 cards put aside with different sleeve, which is normally your grade 0, your first Vanguard, 1, 2, and 3, right? So they'll be having different sleeve and put aside. And next we'll shuffle the deck and put in your deck area. Alright, so at the start of the game, from your right deck, choose a grade 0. Put it face down at the start. Over here like this. Right. So we'll shuffle and we just draw 5. Right, so we draw 5 and stand up Vanguard. Right, so at the right face, I have 2 choices. I can either write from my hand like this. Right. Or I can just discard 1 card from my hand. From right deck, choose a grade higher and just write on top. Right. So you can only write 1 grade higher. You cannot write from 1 to 1. It must be 1 to 2 or 2 to 3. Right, so that's one of the main changes. And next will be the grade 3 mechanic. So let's say we already write into grade 3. Right, so the new symbol, which will be this. Right, so this symbol that says persona right over here. Right, so this is a new mechanic. So at the start of my turn, if I were to write a similar unit on top, right, so if I write Nirvana on top of Nirvana, persona right will activate. So during this turn, all unit in your front row get power plus 10k, right, even for unit that actually appears after that. Alright, so that's the new mechanic. And another ruling will be if, let's say I were to Soul Blast, as this card have different sleeve, right, this one will go back to the right deck instead, like this, instead of going to the drop. Right, so that's the main update for the game, and we will go through individual decks specialty. Like for this deck, we have a new ability called overdress, which we'll go through in another video. So that's all from unboxing.